All right, Mike. We good? I'm good. Voice good. Last look. She
Testing.
looks good. I look good. All right. You know the fucking
Yeah.
vibes. We meet once again. I'm here with the amazing Nicki Minaj. This is our first time in New York talking, and this is our first time in album cycle mode talking, and this is our first time where I've had to sit and digest music when we talked.
Mm.
Every other time it was low. We had to kind of guess what Nicki is doing. Now we have a good idea. I want to start with what is different about Nicki Minaj since the last time we've spoken.
I don't think I've found my complete balance yet in terms of like even having help with the baby and stuff yet like that. But in terms of music, I really got back to a way better place than I was when I last spoke to you. Because when I last spoke to you, I was talking about I was just getting out of writer's block. And now I'm far at the other end of that. And the other end of that is like being able to write and rap and record all the time nonstop, you know? I'm in that mode when it's like everything is a bar because it's fun again. And it wasn't for a while.
That's what it sounded like last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Last time we spoke, we did a lot about the beginning and the start. Um, and it sounded like you were in the process of putting a plan together. What this looks like is that the plan came together now.
Thanks.
It looks very centered and focused. It looks like you hit every mark that you were trying to hit with this project. Do you feel like that?
Absolutely. Only thing is though, just minus the Roman part. I didn't add the Roman part yet. But that's the only thing. Like I know whenever my fans listen to an album, they want that main Roman focus track. So I purposely wanted to hold it back this time because I noticed when I would put stuff out, people always want to focus on what they think to be controversial, and sometimes that can like overshadow just great music. And I just wanted to get back to great music. Like I just wanted to get back to the kind of music that I used to want to listen to when I was being inspired by music. And so yeah, that was it.
Track one,
Yeah.
because I want to go over the project. Tell me about when this track was made in the process of creating the album, and tell me why we started the album this way. My favorite tracks are probably 2, 3, 4, and like right after one, you just start going crazy. But one seems like you started this way intentionally. Can you speak to that?
Well, yes, I always start in a more reflective way. And of course, this one, I wanted it to be my intro because, well, when I heard Billy's version of the song, it just like, I don't know. I just love words. And I love I love people who can like make me hear words in a different way. And just like the way that song was worded, it was just like, whoa, what is this? It just sounded so dope and fresh and interesting. And it sounded new and old at the same time, like ancient. And I was like, wow. Anyway, so once I was able to get them to do it and Phineas go back and forth and do the beat and all of that stuff and even get Billy to be cool with the idea. It was like I knew that I wanted it to be the intro from the very first second. Like it never was one of those things where it was like one of the songs I loved and then I said, okay, this is gonna be my intro. No. Like from the very day I even texted them about it, I said, this is going to be the intro for my album.
Got it.
Because I don't know, it was such a huge statement. And it was talking about I've learned to lose. You can't afford to. And it was something that I have like felt, but I've never put into words. I've never known how to put that into words. Really, I never thought about it like that. But I felt it before, and so in reflecting on the last couple of years, losing my father was something I really wanted to make sure that people understood the juxtaposition a juxtaposition of losing your father and having your firstborn son. And I just wanted to tell that story. And because the documentary was going to be out, people would have understood the song. They would have understood the verse. But the documentary is not going to come out for like another couple months now. So I kind of have to explain a little bit. And I did a little bit on Twitter. Basically, it was that my father, we really needed help. And one day I was rocking my baby in his room, in this rocking chair, and I saw my father calling my phone. And normally Normally at that time I was not picking up my phone even around the baby because he was so small. I didn't want the phone being next to him. So it just so happens that I had the phone, and I looked down and saw it was my father, and I picked up because normally I wouldn't have. Those things would not have happened that particular day. And so I picked up, and he was like, baby, book me my ticket for Monday. This was a Friday. He was like, basically, he was like, I can fly out on Monday. To make a long story short. Anyway, so I said, okay. So happy. We were about to get some help because we hadn't been sleeping, and there was a lot going on right after COVID and stuff, a lot. So in the middle of the night, that night when I was sleeping, I got a call, and it was my mother. And it's funny because the thing that happened that night was something that I had a dream about, like the exact thing that happened in that night, but it was with the opposite. So everything that was happening with my mother was happening with my father in real life, but in the dream it was my mother. It was the exact same thing. I picked up the phone. Someone said, your mother's been in an accident. We don't know if she's gonna make it. We'll call you back. And then I hung up the phone. That was the exact dream. And this is in real life. I got that call, but it was about my father. It was my mother telling me that. So she was like, she was gonna call me back and let me know. And she called back and said, well, she didn't have to say anything because it was just the look on her face. And I knew she had called me back too soon, first of all. So she didn't have to say anything. But cut to, he didn't get to meet my son, which is just so ironic to me. I just don't understand that. And with everything in life, I just try to figure out why. And that one it's been the only thing in like, I think probably in years that has left me like, why? So I had to explain that because I don't think people understood the gravity of what was happening. Because it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that you lost a parent, because a lot of people have lost parents, and I feel, looking back now, I think about how many kids that didn't have their parents when they were younger. But it wasn't just that. It was everything surrounding it. It was getting a phone call, hearing somebody super happy to be flying out in a couple days, and then just never, ever seeing them again. But then that my son didn't get to see him. And he was so good with stuff like that. He would have been cooking for me. He would have been, like, but he loves to cook, so he would have been like cooking good stuff. We ended up having we was eating like fast food and just bullshit for a while. But he's one of those Trinidadian, real Trini people that take pride in like making kingfish soup and any soup you can think of. And also knows like all of the stuff that you should eat when you're unhealthy, when your body, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they be just knowing weird stuff. So he would have been just so good for so many reasons. But one day, right, I never FaceTimed anyone with my baby. But one day, I don't know why, something told me to call 2 people to FaceTime them, to let them see the baby. And that was another person, she's older, and it was him. And I just let him pick up the phone, and he saw the baby. and he just like lit up and was like, you know, doing the most. And so at least he saw him. He saw him and he saw him in his psyche, the baby. But anyway, so I had to start the album like that because if I was following up on my favorite artist, I would need to know that in order to put other things into perspective. And a lot of times you can't put those things into perspective for people in the entertainment world because you don't know those things. Because who wants to share those things most of the times? So that's why I shared it in the beginning. And also because it's an end and an intro. It's the new baby. So here is the new beginning to start Pink Friday 2.
It sounded that vulnerable. It did. When you experience that type of pain, do you need to take a break from the work or go harder with the work?
Well, I couldn't go harder with the work if I tried to.
Okay.
I had no way. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. So I definitely took a break. I didn't take a break, but my brain took a break for me. And also because I was just a mom, so I was focused on that. Wasn't focused on work. But I knew though that I would have to come back to it because that's just how I am as an artist. For like with my core fans, they know that. I knew that I would have to come back to it, and I knew I didn't want to, and I knew that I just would wrestle with it, and that's exactly what happened, all the way down to the last minute, which is why. And I know this is a long answer. I'm not going to do long answers.
It's okay.
This. But what happened was the second verse, because the first verse was so freaking gut wrenching to write and then keep on listening to over and over and over and over, I couldn't get to write the second verse. So I ended up writing the second verse on December 3rd, and my album came out on December 8th.
Was that the last verse you wrote?
No.
Yo, you're bugging, by the way.
I know.
Because the album's long already. So now, how many songs in total do?
Well, right now, as of now, we have 22 right now. But altogether, it's going to be, I think, like 26 by the end of the week.
How important or how convenient, how great is it, you know, Pink Print 2? How important is it to have...
Pink Friday 2.
Pink Friday 2. How important is it to have a classic that you could kind of lean on that equity, right? Like, when do you decide, okay, I did this then, I'm doing this now, part 2, that comes with expectations. That comes with, does she still have it? Like, how does that process go?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but, you know, interestingly enough, like a few years ago, I tweeted Pink Friday 2. I don't know why. Didn't know that 2 years or 3 years later that I would still feel that way, but I just started feeling a shift in myself. And it almost felt like a shift of being comfortable with yourself. So that's why I was like, you know, going back to that. But you're right. It's kind of scary too, because you know people are gonna be like, that's how I knew they were gonna be looking for our main Roman track. So I was never going to say Pink Friday 2 until I knew that I was back in my bag. And I'm back in my bag.
And you've managed to capture, one of my favorite things about your album is you have managed to capture still like the sound of earlier that's reminiscent sonically, not the bars, but the music. It's like fresh young money still. Like, I don't get that from current Wayne. I don't get that from current Drake. It's like you're still carrying the mantle sonically.
You know, I feel like that when I listen to the album too. Like I feel like I'm back in that time. It's weird. You know what I think though? It's that this time I was like, I don't give a shit about anything else. I just want to make the music that's making me happy and that I love. So I wasn't going into it with I need this amount of hits or this amount of this or that. I was just like, yo, I just want to make music that's gonna make me happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Less pressure or more pressure making this project?
Then Queen.
Yes.
Oh my God, I had so much pressure making Queen. That's why it feels so forced, like something to prove. And that's why this feels like I'm that bitch. What? I wish the fuck you bitches would. Y'all bitches know better.
You said that throughout the whole project. I'm not getting there yet. I'm not getting there yet. I'm slow walking the dog. Track 2 is the Bone Thugs flip. The Bone Thugs flip. And there's a few flips. There's a few flips on this project. All that shit sound expensive, too, by the way.
Oh, you ain't gonna don't wanna know what Mr. Busy Bone done that.
Wait, I thought that was interpolated. No, it didn't matter. But I think that's fly. I think that's fly that you take notorious thugs and do that to it.
And guess what? I think it's fly that we had people like that to inspire people like me who can now inspire other people, because that fucking music is timeless. And I knew one thing. I knew that everybody, no matter what age, was going to have an emotional connection to that second song, because it feels, whether you, first of all, most of us know it, so we already have that, like, right, when we hear it. But even if you didn't know that is one of the most iconic records in the entire history of rap, you can feel something about it. And so shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, because what they were doing, I still never heard or seen anyone do. I mean, they were so different, and like, almost now that I think back on, they like on some like rock band type of ish, where it's so different, so, you know, cutting edge. And then of course Biggie, you know, like his ability to spit his pain while dissing somebody, while his truth, his struggle, his hunger, but his melodies. If you really think about how many melodies I did in my verse, and they all from his in my song.
Yeah.
All from one man's one verse. A hook and 2 verses.
True.
And I didn't even use everything. I mean, this is the brilliance that music used to feel like. And that's why I knew number 2 was the, I know.
It was.
Thank you.
That track 2 with a double time flow, and there's a lot of double time flow on the project. There is. I think my favorite track is Fuck the Club Up. I like that bop from you, that kind of bees in the trap kind of bop. But you seem like extremely comfortable in the double time flow that just pops up periodically throughout the album. Talk to me about all of the different flows and which one is your favorite pocket to be in. Okay, well, if I'm being honest, don't lie. Okay, what my favorite pocket to be in, because if I'm being lazy, of course, is if you heard the song with R&B with me, Wayne, and Tate. Love that song. That's my pocket, because I always know I'm smooth, and I'm you know what I'm saying, I could make my little thing, but I'm just, cruising in that pocket. I could do that pocket in my sleep. But the double time is first of all, I still didn't nail it, if you want to be honest. Because one angel number splashing, burning rain boots, but it's because I was taking forever to do a bunch of shit. But the double time is what people love from me. So
I have to give people. I try to give them what they want, and that happens to be something that people love hearing. I realize because I would go back recently. That's the other thing I was able to do finally. I don't know if I told you. I never used to be able to go back and listen to my old music and watch old stuff. Like, I don't know. That's how I knew I started finding my inner peace and like being okay with myself and everything and my mistakes and all that stuff is because I was finally able to go back and listen to my own music. And when I was able to go back to listen to my own music, I understood what all these because anyway, but double time. Now, here's the other thing: the voices. I don't love
it.
I
a lot
don't.
of it though.
But I don't like it. But I know my fans like that.
I don't think you couldn't have done a Pink Friday without the voices.
But I don't feel like. Where do you feel like it's voices? Like it's not that like voices like Roman's Revenge. Do we have anything like that yet?
It's
moments exactly.
It's sprinkled.
Only certain people can tell, but they be wanting me to go like a dungeon like it's not happening.
I think most people feel like that's one of your strong suits.
But
you can't
well,
leave it.
Well, yeah,
it's probably only you and Kendrick that play like that. So if you abandon it, then. And that's for another project. You can't abandon it on Pink Friday.
Well, yeah. Let's see. I have a Roman track that I'm working on for Pink Friday too. Let's see. But it was some sprinkles in there. But I'm not comfortable in that pocket. But I know that's the pocket that some of my fans like. Also, the Poppy pocket is always very easy for me. I could tell he the one because it ain't easy. Like now if I'm doing double time and it's fun, I could do that in my sleep. Because the bars come and I'm not even trying to have a bar. Like it's one, so yeah.
How big of a muse was your husband for the project?
Well,
I thought that was super interesting because as a nigga, we write about the chick. Like whoever we fucking at the time might be the muse. I ain't never been married. But all throughout this project,
married.
Yeah.
When I listened to it completely, that was
like she might not have been able to make this without this nigga.
No, when I listened to it after, I was like, why did I say that many times? But because
you telling me what he work out in, like you going crazy.
No, first of all, I didn't say that was a specific song to my husband. Shut.
It's all throughout.
I'm not. Every song don't mean I'm a writer. If I say in your sweats, what's the line? I forgot.
Then I think you're talking about your husband.
Well,
I'm watching you do your pull-ups and your push-ups and your sweat. Yeah.
Well, no, but I thought you meant like the ones that are clearly, referencing him when I'm saying married. I'm like, why I said married so many times? But I didn't realize because I was writing it over a few years. It wasn't like I made the album in the last year,
But the marriage bars, R&B, there's a few.
Calm me down. Let me calm down with J. Cole.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So great job.
Thank you.
And boy, bold for even calling Jermaine Cole, because he's been on a rampage. He's been tearing niggas up. He's been tearing niggas up. He didn't do it to you though. Tell me.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he tore you up.
Yes, he
I don't
did.
think he tore you up. And I ain't saying that just
I'm telling you, but I'm just telling you, he did. Absolutely.
At this point, are rappers like, are y'all like?
No, not me. No, I want the person to be the best. I want the person to give me their best verse. Like that made me know that he respected me and cared about my project. Like that was so dope. Like everybody on this album gave me their best, I feel. They gave me their best, what they're known for. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even Wayne don't gotta say another metaphor until the day he died. Y'all already know he the greatest. But so he doing we know Wayne gonna say pussy 25 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's Wayne. Like, it's just everything felt so nostalgic about everybody.
You nailed the features.
Thank you.
You nailed the features.
Thank you.
All of them. I love the Wayne record. I'm glad that you had Drake and Wayne. I'm sure a lot of people were glad about that. Was that important?
Oh, of course. Oh my God. And that's the Drake song that I've wanted for me and Drake for the last few years. Just like that vibe, man. Because He to me, he's the only one that can do that,
And he's been out of it for him.
yes, like he hasn't done it in a while,
Yeah.
so I knew it was gonna be special for it to like be on Pink Friday too. Like, oh my god, and that's the one I was just downstairs playing when I was down there smoking. I'm like, yo, this shit is knocking right
It's
now.
fine.
Yeah, it just feels right. I love that song. It was and yes, and it was important for me to have both of them on the album.
Talk to me about the decision making that goes into having Future sing or having Future rap.
I have both. I have a Future record that he's rapping on. But it's just that, Joe, do you know this song that Future and Nicki Hendrix, this one was meant for Queen. So this song been for like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah. That one was done a long, long time ago. And I happened to just play it on live one day, and I remember how much I had freaking loved it. And my fans was like, yo, what the fuck was
We
that?
need that.
Yeah. And you know, I had Future, and he was like, yo, you play that shit. Like, he loved it. He loves the song too. He's basically telling me, like, yo, you bugging for not, you know, putting that shit out a long time ago. And I was like, well, you know, and so but I do have a rap one with him. I just have to.
Is that's
Shut
Yo,
up.
no,
No, because it's Gag City, and I'm dropping
Dog.
every week is a
new. I got it. I'm
Yes.
keeping up.
yes.
But some of these new records are not done.
No. Well, no. Okay. So it's really only okay. There's a Keisha Cole and Monica record that's coming out tomorrow.
I saw y'all live. Y'all looked good.
Thank you. So that one is coming out tomorrow. The one with 50. Oh, the one with 50. I never worked with 50 before, ever.
I wanted to ask you about that. If you have 50 on the remix, how hard is it to not put that version on there?
I didn't have it yet.
You winging it.
No, I'm not winging it. I do something called it's chaotic, but it's very in order for me. I know exactly how and when and why. And I hit 50 last minute because first of all, Beep Beep wasn't originally meant for my album. I was playing it just because it was some old song I've had for years.
Oh man.
But it was a song that that was Zoo's favorite song. My husband loved that song. So you asked about
It's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, he loved that song, and we would always laugh because he kept on. He never could stop. He never could wait for me to say the part when I said got him robbed in that ass beat. Like every time he would be echoing it out. I'm like, that's your favorite line? So I knew when I told him that 50 was about to get on it, you should have seen how he was acting. Like all you know, we all Queens niggas, so everybody is hype, and 50 really embodied it. So it's not that I would have had a verse from 50 and not put it on. Oh hell
Yeah,
no,
I was so
hell no,
lost
I
on
would
that.
not do that. No, but when you
Okay.
get it, when you get it, you gotta put that shit up there. I ain't gonna. Yeah.
I need a lyric breakdown from you because stay in your Tory lanes, bitch. I'm not Iggy. For me is like a quadruple entendre. Like I could think of 10 different things that might mean.
Mhm.
What does it mean?
What does it mean to you?
Well, it could be shade to a few people. It could be
Well, without saying if you think it's shade to somebody, what do you think the line itself means?
I'm not one of them. That's what I think it
Yeah.
means. And I think
And
it was a
that's
clever
good.
way
Thank you.
to say that.
Thank you.
Okay.
I really appreciate me getting a compliment from Mr. Budden. So I'm about
What?
taking it. Yeah.
I liked your
Thank
last
you.
album. I liked Queen.
No, the bars was hitting, but I didn't like that album. So I don't care if anybody else likes
Really?
it. I didn't. No, well, not the way I love this album. Oh God, I'm so obsessed with this album.
Everything about you seems different though. You seem to be in a different space.
Okay.
It seems like you just have a different appreciation for what's going on right now.
I do. I'm in full constant state of gratitude.
But you're very vocal
Yeah.
about the current state of hip hop.
I'm not that vocal. I don't be saying shit. Oh, here we go.
I listened
Here
to
we
I
go.
listened to the whole
Y'all,
album.
here we go.
I heard the
child.
entire album. And I heard the rant. It was a rant
What rant?
online.
Did they put out and say I did a rant?
Yes.
What?
On Station Head
About
or
what?
whatever. About the current state of rap.
Y'all be thinking I'm serious, and a lot of times I be like in my little gag city having fun with my barbs. Why y'all be eavesdropping on our business?
Yeah, no, but we listening to that shit.
Okay.
People listen to our barbs.
Okay.
Now, but when I listen to you talk about it, I ask myself, would Nicki be okay if she didn't have any complaints about the state of hip hop? If everything were perfect,
No, right? No.
would Nicki be just cool? Would you be able to rap the same exact way if
No.
everything was to your liking?
No.
So you kind of need that. You kind of need for shit to be.
I don't need that. No.
It's nice when it's there.
I mean, it's not that, Joe. It's that people for years have been saying these fucking ridiculous things about me. And now, here it is. A woman that in 2007, I dropped my first mixtape. Here it is. Me, she breaks the record. Spotify, 24-hour streams. I thought y'all said she was only popping because it wasn't nobody else out. And it was only there was no competition.
So you remember people saying this stuff.
Oh.
People did say this stuff.
Oh, okay.
And now it's different.
What?
Now it's different. It's not, there's plenty of people out. Nicki is still surging. Nicki is still thriving. Nicki is still spitting.
No.
And Nicki dropped first. That's the thing that niggas like me look at. You dropped.
Damn right, because I don't need nobody to set the pace. I set the tone right in your face.
The responsibility that comes with setting that tone as a veteran
and I knew I had to,
OG.
Joe. Joe, what was happening was abso-fucking.
What was happening? Most people would say that female rap is in the best space that it's ever been.
Rap is 40%. We was at #1 genre in the world. Because the more rap albums that come out and are not selling, it goes into the average pool, the average number.
Mm.
And then now you have, rap is not selling. And they've been wanting that. Oh, you think they were happy that rap was the #1 genre? No, of course not. But, let's water it down in hopes that and now back to the drawing board again.
Yeah. You like that. You like that shit. Come on.
No, it's not about liking shit. This is what people don't understand. I'm that bitch, period. Not if, when, just period. So the things that I say, people might think I don't know. I guess I don't have a right to speak about, my own work for, like my job. Just imagine if whatever you do and you can't speak about it. Mm-hmm. When people are going outside, ticketing and what's ticketing, boycott, whatever. When they're doing their stuff and they're trying to get better wages, you can't tell them, you already get my, whatever the fuck is going on in they shit, they have the right to speak on it. Because they are the ones busting their ass doing it. You're not doing it. You don't know what goes into it. So, I just wanted to make it be known that I predicted this. That was my point. I predicted that. Remember the gatekeeper convos? Well, if you want everybody into the fucking gate, guess what?
Yeah.
One day you wake up and there's nothing but a pile of shit. Because everybody's eating, right?
Well, yeah.
Everybody's eating, right?
Yeah.
So one day we say pile of shit. Now what? There's no balance. That's why. There's no balance. There's no gatekeeping. It's just, hey, everybody, let's go. Come on. Whack, whack, whack. Let's go. Yay. You're great. No, they're whack. And that's okay. But, and by the way, they might not, people not, and please don't make it seem like I'm speaking about females. And that's what y'all always do.
Don't y'all.
No, y'all. Don't make it seem like I'm speaking about women. Because in fact, women are some of the best spitters right now, actually. So let's do that, number one. And hungry and doing, so I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about in general, new rappers are taking it as a game.
Nicki Minaj.
As a joke.
You are all over your album saying that these bitches can't rap.
They can't.
And don't.
They can't. It's a difference. They can't.
Do people expect the modern female rapper to be able to pen her own raps,
now they will
deliver,
again.
execute?
No, not prior to December 8th, 2023, because they forgot what they, and let me see, I'm having fun and I have to remember I can't do that. Let me stop. Let me not get too carried away because people might not understand that I'm having fun. And there's a lot of female rappers that I really, really, really actually love, like as an artist and as a person. And what I don't want this to turn into, honestly, even though I like being funny and stuff, I don't want this to turn into like bashing female rappers, to be honest. So let me reel back for a second, because it's female rappers right now that are even inspiring me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear bars and be like, oh, whoa. So let me make sure I say that. And even their delivery and cadences and flows, I'd be like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And the girls that I like as a friend, too. So I don't want to make it seem like that, because people always think that I'm
there was
serious.
a time where you were highlighting. You were actually highlighting the women that inspired you.
Yeah, the women that inspired me before, and the women and the girls that I like that are now that are in the game that inspire me. So I just wanted to make sure I got that clear. So when I say stuff about rappers or female rappers, I'm not talking about the female rappers that I fuck with, and that's just the truth. And I'm keeping it all the way real. I'm just saying it's just talking shit. Like, if you a female rapper I don't fuck with, this shot's for you. However you want to take it, whichever one of y'all want to take it. You understand? But it's not, people try to make it seem like I am talking about all female.
Solely.
All female rappers or only female rappers every time I'm speaking. No.
Because the men can get it too.
Of course.
Okay.
There's tons of horrible, whack men. We know that in rap, and that don't take it serious and think it's a joke. It's not only for women. It's not only the women that brought down the average in hip hop to 40%, brought us down 40%.
What do you think about Hip Hop 50 and the celebrations that have just come along with celebrating and honoring 50 years of hip hop?
I'm glad. I'm glad that 50 years ago, some guys from New York started doing something that was one day gonna put food on a table for my son. I don't know what I would have been doing. I'm not really good at anything else. So shout out to the people. Those OGs. Like, we really got to give it up to them.
That's actually a great question. Like, what would Nicki Minaj be doing if not for music? Last time I saw you, it was a big thing that Vogue had not featured you. You really kind of called them to the carpet in that interview.
No, that was you. Remember when you said something and I was like, I would have forgotten to say if you didn't say that?
Mm-hmm. So the joy on my face
I completely
to
forgot to
see.
hit you. I swear I wanted to hit you personally, specifically, and say, yo, do you see this? But so much has been happening, as you can see, since then, and I've been busy. That's crazy that we had just been speaking about Vogue.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, and they did what they were supposed to do. Talk to me about the cover. Talk to me about that full circle moment.
Well, a few months ago, I got a call from Joe from my label, and he told me, he was like, hey, I wanted to tell you, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, what can he be possibly telling me? And when he blurred that out, I just like got so emotional because I'm like, first of all, I didn't even know they were trying to. Like, really. And I was not expecting that. That was not in the back of my mind to do that. I'm thinking, that's the last thing on my mind. And the shoot itself was just great vibes. The writer was phenomenal, I thought, talking to him. I love the actual cover, but most of all, that Anna Wintour in American Vogue would ask me to have my son in my very first Vogue cover. I mean,
That's fine.
Yeah, it was just I'm so happy about that because that could you imagine like the good thing is that to me it just puts a different trajectory on the careers of female rappers and female period, like, because I think that they're taught that, okay, your career should be going down after you're in the game for this amount of time. Nobody knows how this one plays out because they've never seen it.
Do you know how it plays out?
Do
like
I know?
In the future?
I sure do.
I'm not asking.
No, I know.
Yeah, that'll be your private shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you dance? So when the Uzi record, when everybody is on, and when that record is on in the studio and you making it, and it just seems like a dance sensation, what are you doing? Oh God! Please no.
You said, "What am I doing?" That's what I'm in the booth doing.
Yo,
I'm rapping.
I fuck with that record because the Uzi I Want to Rock the Dance record. I didn't think there was no words on it.
Me either.
I didn't hear no words.
Yeah.
So the fact that you put words on
and
this
I
song,
and I sent his ass back.
Yes.
And said, "Excuse me,
God
sir."
damn it.
No, because the last flow he used, he had only did 4 lines of that. I said, "Sir," I said, "That's hard." I said, "You have to add to that. You have to." I said, "Please, that shit is so hard. You got to end it like, And well, I just love him so much. Like, he's just one of those people that you could talk to if he likes you. Like, if he, if he'll, and he always, he'll take advice from me and vice versa. But he said, I got you. And he went back in and sent that. And I said, oh my gosh, because it was just a missing piece of the puzzle.
The record is hard.
Thank you.
The record is hard.
And I was scared to send it to him. I wrote it for the Call of Duty. Remember I was in the Call of Duty video game? I wrote it for that. That's why I'm like, shoot, neutralize, target.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. It was just gonna be me on it, and then somebody from my label was like, and I said, you know what?
Smart.
Let me think. Yeah.
Smart.
And then at the end, I was scared to send it to Uzi because I thought, like, is this gonna make him feel like I did that, like da-da-da. And then at the last minute, I mustered up my courage and I said, hey, I just want to see if you want to yeah.
So can we clear something up with that record? Because Fabio all day has been dancing, thinking that you said his name, but it's like everybody. Yeah, these rappers are great. And
I think he was trying.
And I'm still listening.
He's trying to be funny.
The more I listen, I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah,
she did say this nigga.
No, but I think he's trying to be funny.
So I'm in the strip club the other day. And the owner brings this white boy over to me to introduce him to me. He was mad excited, real happy to meet me, and then he leaves, and the owner starts telling me that that's Cyndi Lauper's son. And wow, what a legend. And I'm like, why am I in a strip club with Cyndi Lauper's son? And then I see you say about the Cyndi Lauper sample that's the first time she's ever cleared something?
Cleared the master recording of that song, of her voice. So she let us use her actual, the master.
What is the process though? You spoke to her?
Well, no, Wendy at Republic did.
Okay.
It's actually funny, a producer I signed, he produced Chun-Li and Barbie Tings on last album. He made that.
He's fire.
Yeah, he made that beat. He goes by many different. Sometimes he goes by JR. He goes by JR Reed. But anyway, so he sent me that. And then when it was all done, we felt like the beat needed like a little, kick. And he came back and made it sound perfect. Like made the drum hit harder and did all that stuff. And yeah, so prior to me finishing it, I already knew we were gonna be able to clear it because I wouldn't have even, because I was like, oh, are we gonna? And Wendy was like, no, I'm cool with her, and I always have shown Cyndi Lauper a lot of love in my interviews, like from the beginning of time. So never knowing that one day I would want to, redo one of her songs though. But I already had like Wendy from my label check just to make sure we were good, and we were good. So.
It's funny, right? I have such a newfound appreciation for the songs that I would have that I normally know wouldn't have been for me on the project, right? Mm-hmm. So like at Thanksgiving or the family functions now, when I come through, because it's like kids now, the kids just like, oh my God, you interviewed Nicki. Oh. Do you know Nicki? I'm not used to that. I'm used to still being that nigga.
Right.
But the young kids, I like that. I like that, it brings me back to when I'm 11 and 12 loving hip hop. Yeah. So now that I know that my sons and my stepkids and just the young kids have this affinity for you, I'm able to appreciate how you tailor records that they will like. Right? Like the Rick James sample. Mm-hmm. I have a new appreciation for. Okay. The Cyndi Lauper record, Red Ruby the Sleaze. Right. Like these are records that our kids fuck with. How do you manage to, like, tell me about the process in hitting the different demos? You hit the kids, you hit the rappers, you hit the girls, you hit the seniors. You managed to do that cohesively without fucking shit up. I feel like that's something new that you have found, different than 2012, so. 2010. So too.
And I so agree with you. And that's why I kept saying that to my fans. I'm like, yo, this is my best album. I know like a person who is really like has an ear for music, especially who was a rapper, I know they can hear it, like clearly. So I knew you would get it. But yes, it's been something that I've been trying to, I feel, master for the beginning of my career. Like, but not knowingly. So like in the beginning, like that first album, I wasn't knowingly trying to do that. I didn't think Super Bass was gonna be a pop song, a big pop hit or whatever. But of course everybody knows the second album was was way too much pop. And then the third album, Pink Print, people loved Pink Print. My fans did. But when I would listen back to Pink Print, it was certain things that I didn't love and I just wanted to master. So Queen, it went to more, I think, over to the side of trying to prove that you're a rapper. And then this, because no more proving anything. Mm-hmm. Y'all already know my body. Like, that's it. And now I can go back to where I just used to go in and play a beat and just get lost in the beat and make the song up from scratch. Like, even that, songs like Let Me Calm Down or Falling For You, or what is my other favorite melodic one? What would I say is my third favorite? Blessings, but even Nicki Hendrix, like, and Pink Friday Girls, right? That has a sample. But all of those to me felt like they all felt like back in the days, like how even on my mixtape days, if I liked something, I would just rap on it because I loved it and it made me happy. And I wasn't caring about the critique or who was rating my album, or I didn't even know what was rating an album or what that meant. I didn't know what was going on Hot 100 or Top 200, Top 200. I didn't care. I just loved the music so much. So I was listening to Whitney Houston and Cyndi Lauper and Luther Vandross and Diana Ross. I was listening to all those people when I was a kid, in addition to the rappers.
Were there any records that you wanted to do where we couldn't clear the sample?
Not this album. Not this one.
I know that's right. Talk your shit.
Last album. Well, I ain't gonna get that. I ain't gonna go there. But you know what? Let me see. I don't think so. I can't remember one.
It's fine. Was there a concentrated effort by you to be more melodic on this project, or did that just happen when the beats came?
It just started happening.
You did a lot of singing.
Yeah. But that's the thing, Joe. I used to do a lot of singing on my mixtapes. And I did a lot of singing on Pink Friday. And in fact, that was the biggest critique on Pink Friday 13 years ago. But Pink Friday still wasn't close to Pink Friday 2 in that they can listen straight and feel like that way we used to feel. And that's how I know for a fact, like, when something, to me is what it should be, is when it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, if you're young or whatever, like, this is something that can resonate with you. It's something that, like, taps in. And that's what I wanted. I want to feel like I didn't want to go too far in any direction. And I also feel like I learned my lesson with what works and what doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. It's taken me a long time to get here, but I feel like I've figured me and my sound out and what people want from me. And I do have so many different people to please. And I don't think people understand that. Everybody wants their own version of me when they open the album. Their favorite version. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult to try to do an album to please so many different kinds of people. But what I do realize is good music is good music. So people who I didn't even think were huge necessarily rap fans are talking to me about, let's say, Fuck the Club Up or Bobby Dangerous, because they could just whether it's the beat or whatever it is, it translates. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I feel is right. And the singing, I used to love singing. I stopped doing it because I felt, again, I had to prove this point with the rap shit. But that was always a big part of my thing. But yeah, this time it just came natural, and I just let it. I didn't hold the last album with some things, like if I felt like a more melody coming, I'll be like, no, let me not. But this one, I just went back into how I used to do it. Sometimes, even when I was working on like stuff that came out before my first album, I would be in the studio doing a bunch of harmonies. I ain't know what notes I was doing. I ain't care what notes I was doing. But I was just like having, just enjoying the process of music.
How much of this is still fun?
Well, now it's going back to fun. I feel like it wasn't fun for a while for me, but now it's fun because I don't know, I just feel complete. So now I feel I'm back to my love of music, of creating music, and also focusing on my fans. And seeing them happy reminded me of why I started doing this shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, So it's funny that you were saying like I didn't even know that anything was said was on like a blog that I was doing a rant because
It's always on the bar.
because
It's
I
always on the
haven't
blog.
even because I haven't had the chance to even go on the blog. You know what I'm saying? Like to see it
You're too
because
busy.
because
Yeah.
I but also like once my fans are happy, I really don't like we be in our own world.
But yo, that's the other thing I meant to ask you about. I don't know if it's only me that sees this. This album cycle, it seems like even a maturation of the barbs.
Yes. Oh, they in formation.
Yeah, but it seems like, damn, how do I say it? It's different. It's different even from them. Like their sole focus is you. And maybe it's always been you.
They figured out. A lot of them have figured out that they've been being used.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes,
They
yes.
figured out that they are often used by not only artists but by labels and by publications and by blogs and by all types. So now they are they're taking control of the power that they give to people, which is dope.
Okay, good. So I'm watching your you announce your tour dates. First thing I do when I see tour dates of people I know and fuck with, I go right to the New York show. Tour starts in March.
Yes.
Tour starts in March. And I went to the New York show and I immediately stopped myself to say, can I go to a Nicki Minaj show? Like, hold up. As a nigga.
Of course. All the real niggas fuck with me. The real niggas why you think the niggas always be on my albums and stuff? They know. Like, so why wouldn't you be able to be there if people that you would go to their show would be like on a song or coming out, whatever? That shit.
I would come see a Nicki show, but I don't want to be the lone dick in a crowd full
You're not
of
gonna be the lone dick.
Crowd full of like teeny boppers and women, right? Like I want niggas to be up in it.
They be there with their girls.
Maybe I bring my girl. Huh? Maybe I'll bring my girl.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, that's
gonna be fun.
That's a good way of looking at it. How excited are you about going back on the road? A lot of dates.
Yeah, and those are not even.
It said adding more. Yeah. I was like, all right, she won't sleep no time soon.
Oh God. Well,
you're done out here.
No, what are you talking about?
The energy. It takes a lot of energy to do all of this shit. It takes energy to do this shit. This before we get into print, TV, movies. We only on music. That was mad dates. And I know that's great. But like where do you find them? One, how do you feel about getting back in front of your fans? Two, how do you replenish self so you can continue to give self?
Well, I take my time to myself. Like I don't always when I'm on there, I'm on there. But when I'm not, I'm not. And I'm comfortable with also not being on there for months at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know anyway. But yeah, so that's how. And just spiritually, like, staying prayed up. I think that's very important. And, but I'm very excited to see my fans because a part of the energy that, like, I didn't realize I missed was, like, that energy from them. Like, seeing them in person and I don't know, like I've seen my fans grow into actual people, like actual real professions out here, like doctors and people in the freaking like you know what I'm saying, Congress, all types of fields. I keep on forgetting that they are, and some of them are grown as fuck
and grew up with you.
Yeah. And so a lot of them were saying, "Oh my God, I used to like dream about being able to be grown so I could pay for Nicki merch and Nicki this and Nicki that, and now I could do it." Like it's so funny, and I recognize them a lot of times when I see them. You know, I'll be like, "Oh, what the." They're all grown up, so it's a dope journey, and we get to kind of like have our, like, you know, just reunite when we on tour.
As you see all of these veteran and OG artists sell out arenas, like, do you get even more anxious to get out there? Like, no?
No. Only reason I'm not anxious at all to get out there. I'm happy to get out there only because I have a body of work that I love. And that was like if I didn't have that, I still wouldn't care to go out there because I
This
wouldn't want
album
to.
sounds like it'll perform well.
Thank you.
It does. And I heard some tea too.
Uh-oh.
I heard some tea
What tea?
about some artists. Do you have the openers? Do you have?
I haven't locked it in, but I do have a couple that I want.
I heard about a couple. I heard about a couple people trying to get out of their shit so they can make the tour. I won't tell. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you later. I want to hear about the importance of Cowgirl on the album.
Okay.
Because there's nothing else on the album like that to me.
Really?
Yeah. That's a standout. That's a standout record, both sonically and it sounds like conceptually. And I listened to it a few times. I'm like, I need to ask her what this song is about because I might be missing it. What is that song about?
Well, it's just a sexual song. Just when I get to ride you, and I'm a ride you cowgirl. I didn't write the chorus on that song, so yeah.
See, I thought I might have been missing something.
You know.
On that record. All right, so you just fucking.
Yeah.
So 2024.
Yeah.
We're approaching.
Yes.
Is your year like all the way booked? Is it booked all the way through?
Not all the way through to December, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to do. I want to take a moment at least in the middle of the year because I am a mom first, and I need to be focused on being a mom at some point in 2024. But they'll space it out,
So I think I asked you last time we spoke what were your short and long-term goals, and it feels like you accomplished quite a few of them. What are the new goals for Nicki Minaj?
Well, I just want to just stay in my zone in terms of the music and staying focused on the stuff that really matters. Like that's it. Of course, I'm working on business stuff, but they'll come. The new perfume came out, Pink Friday 2. The Pink Friday nails, the Pink Friday tour.
Wait, what's Pink Friday nails?
I have like a press-on nail line now. And my fans started signing up, I think like last week. So they'll be getting those soon. There's something else.
That you can't say.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. But more music. Like I'm in the music, type of vibe and touring and.
Will there be a deluxe or is the Gag City exclusives kind of acting as?
That's kind of acting as a deluxe.
Okay.
I think if I put out, well, you know what? I don't know, Joe. Honestly, I have a lot of music. So if I feel like it, I'll drop it whenever I want.
Tell me about the think tank that comes up with Gag City. I think that's brilliant.
Well, it wasn't. It was just a little term. Like,
nah, it's a great idea.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was just a term I said, and my fans made it into this world. But I kept saying it leading up to the album. Like, we're going to Gag City, we're going to Gag City, Gag City, Gag. And then one day, I wasn't on the internet for a couple of days. And I came back, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I saw that. They are incredible. But yes, I love that idea. And people love having an escape. Like, people love those fun moments on the internet where it's not about negative stuff or whatever. It's just about everybody feeling like, oh, wow, this is a new world. This is dope. Like, we're involved. Everybody can be involved. And so that was fun. That was nice.
I feel like we're getting to see you in this, like, new, just peaceful, at ease, light. Actually, that's what I said when you hopped in Soulja Boy and J. Cole shit. I said, look at Nicki fucking Minaj.
Oh, that was so funny.
Being a peacemaker.
I'm always a
Who else could we call on in hip hop to calm down Soulja Boy?
That was funny, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was going on. I got on live because I was about to cuss him out because he had said something about the VMAs, and I knew he was trying to throw shade because I did Itty Bitty Piggy, but that was a last minute decision. So I really got on there to talk to him about that, and apparently he was already going off about that. So I kind of got caught up in it, and then I had to like navigate through it. Like, oh, okay. So I had to just figure it out while I went, but. Thank God I had heard about it.
And we've had our own talks to whereas you have called me unhinged.
I have?
Yes.
Oh.
You've called a few other people unhinged. You called yourself unhinged. So when I see that, I'm like, see, the unhinged, we have a role. Nobody else was gonna do that. And he was receptive to that shit.
Right. So that means he would have been receptive to probably anybody if they would have done it. You don't think so? Because but that's the thing, people probably don't think a person would be receptive to stuff like that. And they probably would be.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to do that. I want to ask a few questions that have nothing to do with music at all. Like, how much TV time do you watch?
TV?
Not much.
Not right now. But I love watching The Crown on Netflix.
Okay.
That's the one thing that puts me in my zone. And I escape from all this other shit. You have to have your escape.
I know. Tell me about it.
But that's the only thing. Other than that, not big on TV recently.
Give me the last time you cried.
Cried? I've cried recently because of the album. Because I've been writing, writing emotional stuff like the first song. So I definitely cried that day on 12/3. And I don't remember if I cried since. But I was writing, I cried on 12/3 because I was writing something that was a very emotional song.
Mm. Okay, so we've cried recently. Mm-hmm. How long of a break do you plan on taking after the work is done here?
I'm not taking a break. I'm just going to be doing tour rehearsals after the work is done here. The work is just beginning for Gag City.
And that's a long tour.
No, that's not.
Shit.
It's only two.
It was
couple
months. It was months.
That's a couple.
Away from home, diet changes, tendencies.
Oh
change.
my gosh!
Listen.
Is this supposed to make me feel
good.
happy or bad?
No, and I meant to tell you, you look great.
Thank you.
You've lost weight since the last time I've seen you. Like you're killing.
Thank you.
You're killing.
Well, you know.
I like album release Nicki. I like album release Nicki in New York.
Oh, my fans was saying that too.
It's
like they was acting like I wasn't gonna come to New York.
Like vibe.
Well, I was supposed to be here sooner, but I didn't end the album on time, so I had to push everything back.
Do you find a difference in you creating here or you being here, just the New York energy? And
oh yeah, the New York energy for sure, but I prefer to create where I was at.
Why?
I like to have a really big space to think. So the more I'm seeing, the more I can think. But if I'm in a small, closed off studio, it's like, so if I need to really write, if I have to write fast, the water or big spaces. So where I was recently recording in Malibu, it was easier for me there.
Mm-hmm. Malibu's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just about having like an open space, like it does something to me mentally that I can't.
I get it. I get it. When can we get another like, I don't want to say another monster because that's a time capsule in itself.
Yeah.
But when can we hear you get on a record with other prominent rappers and just shit on them?
Oh my.
Because I feel like on this album you were focused on creating the music and the songs. Like it wasn't. I'm about to shit on all you niggas real quick.
But
Not while they were on the song.
Right. I was about to say on the songs that I chose to do that on. Like, I'm sorry, Red Ruby, it's no bitch alive.
I wanted to ask you about Red Ruby, but I didn't feel like you was about to be honest, so fuck it.
It ain't no bitch alive on planet Earth that ever walked the earth. So until, yeah. But we might have another gag or two coming. But that, even when I was doing those kinds of songs before, I didn't go into it thinking I was about to body any nigga. Like, I just was being silly and having fun and rapping. So I don't go into something with anybody that I want to work with thinking that, oh, I'm going to body them on it. No. I want to work with them because I want them to be great. Yeah, why would I do that?
Because it's fun and competitive.
Well, it's different kinds of songs, though. Like no, I said.
I mean on the song that calls for that.
Oh, on a song that calls for that? Oh, okay. You saying like you want one of those kinds of songs again with other niggas on it?
Yeah,
like, oh, okay.
When that song calls for it, yeah.
Okay, so the closest thing we've had to that recently was Seeing Green.
Okay.
Well, at least, but that was my first out of writer's block thing. But Wayne and Drake devoured and delivered, and I gave that one to Drake. But a lot of people gave it to Wayne, and I don't know. And if you notice, that's a different beat kind of than I do those kinds of songs on. Like Seeing Green was more slower than that kind. That when I rap like that, I don't really go in that direction on those kinds of beats. That like hard, I don't know. But I'm working on one of those right now. But it won't have other guys on it. I don't feel the need to do that with guys anymore because I've already done that.
You did it.
But if the opportunity presents itself, I certainly will, I'm not gonna, if it's with people that I fuck with, yeah, why not?
Yeah, you're right. You think you proved your point, right? Like, I think most people do regard you as, they put you with the niggas. They put you with the niggas. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, so
I'm anxious to see what that Nicki looks like. I'll say that in closing. I am anxious to see what the Nicki that I did all that shit. Like now, on this album, it still sounds like you feel you have something to prove, which is a beautiful thing.
Oh, well, I rewrite my verses all the time. So in that way, okay, there's a difference between having something to prove and being a perfectionist. So let's make sure we're talking about like which one we're talking about.
You talking about being a perfectionist.
Okay, that's right. So with me, I will always in people's mind and eyes and ears when they hear me rap, from now till Thy Kingdom Come, have something to prove because I'm always going to push my pen because that's what I do because I'm a perfectionist. Period. So in that way, I feel like, of course you're gonna hear that. Of course you're gonna hear me trying to like say some shit that niggas is gonna be like, oh wow, I didn't get that on the first time, but I see what whatever. Like I love that. That's what I love about rap. One of the things I love about rap. So I'm gonna always do that.
I just want to thank you again. This is our third or fourth time chit-chatting. I know that you're in album mode, interview after interview, studio session, smiling, picture, kiss the babies, motherhood. Like, it's just, I know that it's chaos. I certainly appreciate you always taking the time. Thank you. The amazing Nicki Minaj. Make
the amazing Joe Budden. You guys make some noise, y'all. Thank you.
Clap, nigga, clap. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas?
They're cold. Get them out of this cold fucking thing, whatever you got them in. Thank you.